Hey everybody, and welcome on back to Building with fWhip. Today we are back here in our village in our freshly transformed village market, and oh my gosh, I am so happy with how this one turned out. We have so many villagers here now. We got our first villager with a lure, one with a librarian. I'm not a big fan of you, sir. Anyways, last episode we came through here and built up a bit of a stage with a play going on, which is absolutely awesome. We found our first jelly cat. Go be sure to tell Good Times with Scar that his kitty is now inside of our world too. We added a bunch of custom market stalls all the way around this area, doing a lot of work here and actually building up this house here too. Last episode was a really big episode. I'll be honest with y'all, I have been running around this world here for probably about an hour looking at things, being like, what do we want to build next? And I have not been able to come up with very many solid ideas. But I got a few things that we're going to be starting with today's episode. I know a lot of people have actually been wanting to see a watermill. I don't quite know where I want to do that, because I feel like that small little river area that we created, like this little thing here, is way too small. We also do need to get a bridge over this today, so we'll probably do that. But what we could do is we could bring a watermill all the way out here to like this river network, something along this area here. So if y'all think that watermill is a good idea, let me know down in the comments below. If that's something you guys really want to see, we might get that into the next episode. Another great idea was building like a village medicine hut up there, some sort of a medicine like witch or something living up there underneath that big old mushroom with the random cow farm and patch of flowers up there that spawned in. We could throw that in there, so let me know on that one as well. But I think today, to get ourselves started, I would love to get started on working on customizing this house here. I have a few ideas in mind. I got a few cool things. I was thinking about linking this guy up here actually to this structure here as well, and then having like a base story here, then doing a big story on top of this one, then having like an under passageway here to get ourselves back here so we can have the road actually going all the way around. But that's a lot of talky stuff. Let's actually do it. A lot of y'all were suggesting that we move Donut into the church, because Donut obviously should be worshipped by all of the villagers here. And lazy old Donut over here, she will not get off of her butt and out of the couch to actually get her over to the church. So I think she might be claiming this new house that we're working on here for a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and... Oh, I'm sorry, that got you to stand up. My bad. Sorry about that. All right, Donut, come on, let's go this way. Apparently she really wants to stay on this hay bale here, so I think we're just going to leave her there for now. So what I wanted to do in this region here was actually chop these guys down for now, and we're going to go ahead and open this one up here so we have a bit more space to work with, and then we can take bam and do a little action right like this as well. And I'm thinking we're going to go bam and bam right through there so we can have a bit of a walking area, then do, and basically bring this all the way across here. And then we're doing stone brick stairs and stone brick stairs. And this will give us a walking area beneath. And then we can just use some stone and whatnot to surround the rest of this area out. I'm thinking for now we will probably go ahead and keep this stuff over here. So we'll just create a direct line for this one and have it be rather straight along the front for now. That being said, we'll probably be changing this up as we're kind of working throughout the area here. And there's a lantern in the way. That does leave this area right here. That's something that we're going to probably want to open up and at least tear out this part of the house, so the house can actually come back into this section right there for that lower floor. So it's going to be slightly larger, basically coming through here. And I really like the idea of keeping these wooden pillars on the corner. So if we maybe take this guy all the way out here and bring him over to this side, we might be able to keep that same wooden pillar look going right there. And we can work with it a little bit more, but I'm thinking almost making a retrofitted version of this current house that they have, because I really like the aspects of it. I think it's basically just something that we need to tweak a little bit further here and make it fit more to the style that we're going for in this village. All right, I have taken the roof off of our first house there that we had, brought the walls up a little bit taller, and expanded it so it's not quite just that straight like 3x4 area that we had previously. Actually, I think it was 3x3 and we already extended it out one. Then up here, I've been starting to work on the second platform of basically what it's going to look like, how tall the structure is going to be. I'm thinking a spruce roof kind of right across here would be a good way to do it. Then I'm almost thinking, I was thinking right here instead of this guy, we have that tower there, but I was thinking like right back in this area, it'd be kind of cool to have a smaller tower. Not quite that tall, but another tower. Those are some things that I really wanted to start adding into this area to get a lot more height variation between the builds. I do want to add a tower onto that guy over there as well. So It's a lot of things are in the works still. We're figuring this out as we go. I think it's looking pretty good so far. I need to figure out what the heck we are going to do up here. I'm almost thinking like an outdoor seating area. Then this thing, because that's right there, is going to be that green for that platform. But I'm just going to say, screw it. We're just going to hide this guy right down there. Then we can do something like maybe bring these guys all the way up to being 3 tall. 4 tall, bring it all the way up here to the top. All right, we're making a lot of decent progress on this one now. Outside here, I decided to flatten this one out like I was talking about. And we brought out a small sitting area, basically. So we got a few, like a bench or some chairs out here where we can sit down, watch the sun go down, stare out over the market, see all of that good stuff, watch our villagers mingling down here, trading and gossiping. And there's a lack of iron golems down here right now. Threw a bunch of bushes over here so they can have a bit more privacy and, you know, kind of make it look a little bit better, because I really wanted to try and keep this front part on it, because I want to preserve this Minecraft house down here. I did not want to edit the front facade at all, so we barely modified how this lays out as far as the roof goes. So instead of stairs going all the way up and stairs going all the way back down, we smoothed out a little bit here with them slabs. And I like that one a lot. Inside of here, we do have this starting to move over this direction. I think I am going to move forward with right here. We're going to break this out and break this guy out. And what I want to be doing here is, I was thinking, is that we could actually take you out and basically do this and then count over 1, 2, 3, 4. So that we do, that's 5, and then that brings us right here into the center. So I think we could do 5. Actually, no, I'm thinking now we're going to do 3. So I wanted to bring up some beams right here and basically have this actually extending out a bit further. We're not going to do that big tower on top of this section on this side, because I don't want to do tower and tower right next to each other. We want to add a little bit of variety to that. But I think it would be really cool if we actually started bringing this stuff out a bit further, so we have just more interest in here in general, because right now we're going to steal that bed. Our next section is starting to look a bit more finished up here with a very tall window on this one. I wanted to have it a bunch more raised up so it kind of brings your eye looking upwards. And I also added that oak roof here instead of the spruce, so again, it kind of brings you upward a little bit on this one. I do like it. I think it's a good fit. I think it's giving ourselves a good amount of height variation. Comes about roughly being a bit shorter than that guy, but overall I think it's pretty good. Like, look at that right there. You can start to see the tree poking behind. Coming down the village street right here, you can really bring yourself down into the market. I think it's really awesome kind of how far down we're bringing everything here, and it kind of guides you down. I'm thinking that this one will be a bit shorter than that guy, but we're going to throw a small... I don't know. I don't want to commit to that tower, but I really want to throw one in here, but I feel like this is just not a good place for it. I think that height right there is about as tall as we want to take this one, because we don't want to interrupt the view from the bell tower for sure. That's like a main priority here. So I think I'm going to keep just working on this one here at the end. I think for this last part, I want to do something more along the lines of what we have over here, because this is one window, and I want to get like 2 or 3 windows in here. And it's okay if we stretch it out a bit further this way, because that doesn't need a straight road coming out into it. It's okay if that kind of curves a bit here. So that's the game plan for the next step. I'm going to get that one finished up here, hopefully. These villagers are driving me absolutely insane. There's so much everywhere. I don't even know where they are. You know, I think they're all inside here. Are they all? Oh my gosh, they're all getting stuck up on the tower. That's where they all went. I was like, all my villagers are disappearing. Where are they all going? Oh, I accidentally placed a ladder at the bottom. That is a huge bummer. All right, we're going to have to figure out a way to get the villagers safely out of our tower. I was wondering why the tower was so loud. What I've been working on back here has been getting the rough area for our last one in place. And what I want to do on this one was actually bring this area in over here so we could have a bit of a staircase to get ourselves up to a second floor. So the second floor is going to start right here. Very safe and secure right now. Definitely totally fine to walk around in. No worries whatsoever at all. No worries at all. And what we can do on here is, for now, we're just going to grab a few torches and just do like a bam, a bam, and a bam. And then that should be good. Then underneath, let's grab a few more. So we just do bam, and then we're totally good on those as well. We're going to have a small doorway down here for this one. We can throw some bushes and barrels and crates and things inside of these little bits right there. And then up here is where I'm really excited about. I'm actually completely out of spruce trapdoors. I got 2 left on me right now. So we need to get these guys in here just like that. We're going to be throwing some of those shutters in here. Then doing some more of our leaf action, going all the way around. I'm not quite sure what I want to do back here. Maybe a bay window. That one we can do there. We're not going to do a bush on there because that would obviously block our staircase. And that's kind of what everything's looking like right now. We got a lot of things in the motion. A lot of things are really coming together on this one. I like it. I like this. I really am very happy with this one. I think the bay window here would actually be a really fun idea now that I'm thinking about it. So if we do you, and then bam, and then a bam, we can throw the bay window on top of here pretty easily, actually. From up above, it looks a little weird with the windows not being completely symmetrical, and it's kind of random throughout, but I think it's going to be totally okay. So what we can do here with our bay windows is take these guys, and I'm 2 panes short. And I only brought 2 white glass blocks right there. So anyways, that's what we could do. And then let's go ahead and bring in a few oak slabs. So we do oak slab right there, oak slab right here, and I'm thinking we do a stair, and then another slab, and a slab, and that should be pretty cool from this outside bit right there. Ooh, that's going to be really nice. I like that a lot. Okay, that'll be really good right there. We can throw that one all the way up there. I'll get those last panes in there. I just need to go craft up a few more of them. Running a little low on this. But the plan was that basically this stuff can go all the way over to here. We'll figure out what the heck we're going to be doing for interiors, and that kind of can drop down here and get onto this level. Then for the top of this one, I was thinking we just do something pretty basic right now because we have these things laid out here. And we do need to get something on top of all of these throughout this whole section. So I was almost thinking we could honestly just bring like a strip of our oak wood just going straight throughout this thing. Just going to be the solid oak wood right there. And then we can do that same type of strip on this side. Now it's going to be a little off, but I think it could actually look pretty cool. So if we do something like this, and we're basically then from here, we can start with some slabs because I don't want to do, so if we do slab, that'd be you. And this is going to be 4 wide in the middle, so I think slabs is probably actually going to be our best bet. And then we have that middle spot right there. And maybe we actually, I got some scaffolding on me right here. Perfect. Scaffolding, I feel like I'm really going to have to try and learn how to place it. I have no idea how to place this stuff right now. So I was thinking we could do something like this. Basically fill in this thing all the way over. It's much shorter than this roof by a few blocks. And then we take this guy all the way to the end here. And I think that'll be really cool. So I'm going to work on filling this thing in, and I'll be back with y'all. This area here is looking too pretty to not bring in some good old shaders eye candy. Oh my gosh, I am really happy with how this thing's turned out. I spent quite a bit of time on this one though. I will say it has been a little while since we last spoke, and I want to show you all. First and foremost, look at our market here. Oh my gosh, this thing is really cool. Then our structure up here is looking awesome. I love how this overhangs over this area where we're kind of coming up this bit right here. And then this feels like it's still kind of overhanging and closing in this area. Oh, I love the feeling of walking through this area specifically right there. I think that's super sweet. I've been adding in a few more workstations throughout. So we got a brewing stand here for another cleric. We got one of these guys for one of those brick sellers and good stuff, like the really important ones. Then just a barrel and some crates over here. I would kind of wish the note block actually had a workstation, but then we would have those guys literally everywhere. On the back side, it's looking pretty good as well. A lot more basic as far as not many structures or crates or things or just extra additions along the roadway because we haven't built up these yet. So I don't know quite what this area is going to be looking like over here. Overall, it's pretty cool so far. We got a few things in here as well. With our first fletching table, I randomly went downstairs, saw that thing. I was like, huh, let's do it. Let's throw one of these things in there. I'm happy with this one though. I think it's looking really sweet. I think next thing I actually want to tackle, I would love to make it look like walking up this roadway here is a lot more completed than it currently is. I like the ideas of we're basically working off of a specific sight line, where last episode we were working off of like, all right, let's make the view from here look pretty completed, looking off in that direction. And this time I want to make it so that when we're looking down this way a little bit further, it's more completed. So next step up here is I want to bring in a oak tree. I don't think I have too much wood on me here. Let me get these shaders off. Still using those pre-releases of Optifine here, so we don't have too many options available to us. But I think what I am going to do is just go ahead and do that with a bunch of our oak wood here. And we can start by building up with this stuff here. And then we can do like one. And I don't want this thing to be too crazy wonky or anything like that. But I was thinking maybe we could do like one of these guys overhanging this way quite a bit out here. And then maybe we'll do like that final branch right there. And then we can get rid of you. And we do like bam, bam. And then maybe have another branch kind of going off into that direction. We're going to go like an adverb version of kind of the other oak trees that I typically build. This one's supposed to be pretty small. It's supposed to be like one that they manicure a little bit, I guess you could say. So I don't want to go too insane with it. And this guy right here, we're going to do one going up there. And then I'm thinking we might actually do one coming down here as well. And then just do something like that, just so we can get that double, so we can have a bit of the leaf action coming downwards too. But that might look a little rinky-dinky and weird. Honestly, I'm so excited for scaffolding, for building trees. Holy cow, that's going to make these things so much easier. All right, so we got that one. I think we do one more guy right up here, and we end it off right like that and call it good with that. And this should be a good general basis for a root structure for the tree in here. I think that's a good starting point. I don't have too many oak fences on me, but basically what I like to do from here is come out with these things right like this. Maybe that guy will extend him out there a bit further. We do that, and then let's get one right up here. Can we even reach that? We cannot reach that. Speaking of still having scaffolding, haha, we got it. Scaffolding is officially my favorite block of this new update. Oh my gosh, it is so dang useful for building trees, guys. This is amazing. I always struggle. I always run really low on ender pearls the entire time I'm building trees, but this has been an absolute joke trying to get this thing built up here. It sped up the process probably tenfold at least. So happy that we were able to get this one finished up here. This thing's taken me less than 15 minutes to build, which is pretty good for a custom tree, especially these oak ones. They take me a long time for some reason. I don't really know why. But anyways, what I want to do here next was just throw a few little bushes and things kind of around this side. Maybe we'll grow you up so you're a little taller so we don't have two right next to each other. Then we can do some action right like in here, and then maybe do like one of you guys, and then bam bam, just something like that so we can start bringing it in here a little bit better. But I just had to bring you all in for our scaffolding right there. Oh my gosh, so good. We got to get our bridge built up here, so I think I'm going to get a few things ready, and we'll see what simple bridge design we can come up for that one. I think a spruce bridge will probably be the way we go with that, but I don't know. We'll see what we can do. So I was thinking a really simple shape to our bridge here. So we have kind of that 1.5 block width, and then we have about a 2 block width of here using this stair and the stair on the side, and then doing that 1.5 block right there. Very gradual going up, and just comes right back down over the other side, because you know this waterway here ain't that big. We don't need too much going on with it. I was originally wanting to do spruce around the outsides, but now that I'm looking at it, I think doing something more along the lines of just having our wood in here, like our oak wood, like we have everywhere else, would probably be good. But I was thinking we could take these guys here, do a little bit of an action with that one, and then do some bam, bam, right like this. And then if we do you, bam, and you, and that should help to kind of clean it up here along the whole distance. That's a little tall, though. How are we looking from out here? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. That's a little too tall for me. So I'm thinking bringing in a few trapdoors is probably the way we can go with this one, but I'm almost thinking to bring in that lighter highlight here. Oh man, I always do that. Every single time I'm trying to build something with logs, I always put them in my offhand. Such a pain in the butt. But what I was thinking is we could come in here and do some oak across the top just to have a bit of a highlight there. Do you guys like that one more? Or do you guys like it with the spruce in there? I can't really decide. So we do the spruce slabs right there, or the trapdoors, or the oak trapdoors. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are thinking. But that honestly should do it for our bridge design. Like I said, I didn't want anything too crazy. I really wanted something super simple. Maybe we can actually round it even more by throwing those guys in there. Ooh, I do like that. I do like that a lot. Okay, we'll keep that in there. That should be good for that one. I am totally sick and tired of listening to these villagers, so we are headed out of the village for the rest of today's episode. And I've got a bit of a pathway set up over here for what I want our path to be looking like, moving throughout this entire farmland region, working its way all the way over here and connecting actually up to our front gate. I think this is going to be a great way that we can start to divide up all of our different berry fields and all that good stuff, adding in that defense of having our berry fields where if you walk into them, they do a little bit of damage to you, and that should help us with our pillager raids. So what I'm thinking is that we kick this off into good old-fashioned time-lapse mode and see what we can do. I'm going to put 1 hour on the clock, and I want to see how much of this area here we can terraform. In this time-lapse, I want to show you guys pretty much everything that we're doing in the survival side of everything. I feel like a lot of the time-lapses that we do here are very much just about showing the build, showing how to create everything here. But in this one, I really wanted to capture, because I did not have as many berry bushes as I obviously needed for these things. So I wanted to capture like that whole gathering and building process along with everything, and messing with our scaffolding and build a few trees out here. And I really like how this area is coming out. Adding in a few extra pathways and things and bushes along the path and lanterns kind of lighting it up a little bit, so it appears a little bit more safer and more established and everything like that moving around this area. And a lot of the time building the trees was actually building the trees so that our berry bushes that we were harvesting could actually grow up and we can move forward with gathering more of them and building more. So you'll see right here, we gotta take a break, then we go over and mess with our pigs area a little bit, breed up a few pigs, terraform that area out, waiting for the berry bushes to grow, and then we head back on over and we're actually gonna go finish that thing up now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I think this place is looking absolutely insane now. Oh my gosh, I hope you all enjoyed that time lapse. That was super fun getting a bunch of work in here. Basically just set that timer going, and I did go up over a little bit there. That was about an hour and 15 minutes worth of work of just completing everything off here, getting everything placed in here because we were waiting for the freaking berry bushes back at the starting place to grow up. Otherwise it would have been so much quicker. But oh my gosh, walking through this area here is so freaking awesome. I'm really happy with what we were able to accomplish today. That was a crap ton of work between everything going on here. We were able to get so much done. So hopefully y'all did enjoy this one. And finally back at it again, our comment or question of the day is coming in from Matsi today. They're saying, you inspired me to make my own medieval world with multiple kingdoms and villages. I just finished my first small town with 30 buildings. I don't know how small that is, dude. Now I would like to move on to a new project. Do you have any tips on how to move on and start again? What should I take with me, and how do I pick the right spot for a huge town with a castle? So, what should you take with you? We previously, a few episodes back here, I think back on episode 200 now or something, maybe a little bit prior to that, we were talking about what types of things you should put in your ender chest, what type of shulker boxes you should take with you. I think one thing that's really important to take with you is basically stuff that'll allow you to have every single block available to you, at least in a small amount. So our stone box here, for example, we got some granite, stone, diorite, and andesite, just kind of ready to go on that one. So you have all that stuff available to you. And then we also have like a tree box, for example, where everything else is available to you over here. So I would recommend just taking a large variety of blocks with you, because you don't know which way your palette is going to go for your build palette and everything like that. And just having everything available to you really can kind of get that creativity going for sure. As far as picking the location for like a huge town and castle and all that stuff, most likely you're going to be spanning over multiple biomes. So I would say pick something that just has a lot of height variation to it, so it's not like a giant flat area. Working with the terrain and making sure everything kind of slopes and flows and isn't just in basically a super flat world can look so much better. So I'd really recommend picking somewhere with a lot of height variation, not something totally crazy like one of those shattered mesa like plateau, savanna plateau biomes where it just goes all the way up to build height, being up at like 256 sometimes. So maybe not something quite that extreme, but you can definitely start to pick a few areas that are a little bit taller, maybe with a extreme hills biome nearby, so you get that height variation kind of jumping up to 30-40 blocks or something like that. But hopefully those are some useful things. If there's anything else you all have down in any ideas you all have for this stuff, let me know down in the comments below. Like, what do you typically take with you when you're starting a new project? What do you look for when you're picking a new area that you're going for? And all that good stuff. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new. And I will catch you on the flip side.